Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to Aditi Jain. As you know that board exams are just around the corner, so in order to make sure that your board exam preparation is on point, I'm going to begin with a revision series for both the grades 10th and 12th. And what I plan to do is I will be taking up each chapter in all the four books for 10th as well as for 12th, and I will be revising those chapters in a nutshell with all of you. So let's begin. I will also be sharing some important questions so that you can all prepare well for your papers and do well as well. So I welcome you all to the first video of the revision series, and for this video we will be revising Amanda, the poem written by Robert Klein. What I expect all my 10th graders is: number one, make sure that you have a copy of the poem. You have a notebook wherein you will be noting down all the points that you will learn throughout the video. So let's begin. First, we will be discussing about the poet. Robert is an Australian author and he is famous for writing children fiction. That is, he's very famous for writing books for children. And in this particular poem also, his subject of muse is a small little girl, young girl, who thinks that everyone in the house, especially the parents, are continuously nagging her. They are not letting her free. They are not allowing her to do things that she wishes to do. This is what the girl thinks. So the entire poem will be from the mindset of the girl. So let's look at a couple of difficult words that you will see throughout the poem. So the first word is hunch, which means bend. The next word is tranquil, which means calm. And the third word is languid, which means unenergetic. So in order to build up your vocabulary, the easiest way to learn words is to turn the words that you have learned into sentences of your own. And once you will do that, you will never forget a particular word. You will never forget a new word that you have learned. So try to build up on this skill, and definitely you will build up your vocabulary gradually. Find these words in the poem and also mark any other word that you think so is difficult. Moving on is the rhyme scheme. As you know, rhyming scheme is very important as far as a poem is there. So in this particular poem also a rhyming scheme is there, and the rhyming scheme is AABA. And you can also see that the last word of first, second and fourth line are the same, that is Amanda, Amanda. While on the other hand, the stanzas that are spoken by Amanda, they consist of 3 rhyming lines each. So this is just when you look at the poem, when you read the poem for the very first time, what you figure out from that, how the poem is written, what are the word structure, the sentence structure, that is what your rhyme scheme is also about. If you feel like discussing or knowing more about the rhyme scheme, do comment down in the comment section, and definitely I will make another explanatory video for rhyme scheme absolutely separately. Whenever we talk about a poem, more than the explanation of the poem, poetic devices and rhyming schemes are very important. So similarly, in this particular poem also we have metaphor, and as metaphor we can see that in line number 2nd, in line number 4th and in line number 6th, Amanda is comparing herself to a mermaid, and then she's comparing herself to an orphan, and this is how the comparison is continuing. So that is called a metaphor, which is an indirect comparison. If you feel like reading more about metaphor, then there is a video on poetic devices that I've uploaded on my YouTube channel. I will link the videos in the description box. You can have a look at that and you can understand metaphor and other 10 literary devices which I explained in that video. Now there's also repetition. Amanda's name has been repeated again and again. It's repeated in the first line, third line, fifth line, and also in the 7th stanza. Along with that, there is a definite stanzas and definite syntax and definite structure is there throughout the entire poem. and the poem has been divided into 7 stanzas, and the stanzas show the deep desire of the girl, what she wishes and how she thinks, what she goes through. All of these things are there. Along with these poetic devices, if you feel that there is any other poetic devices, you can mark that also in the poem, and you can send that particular line and whatever you think is the probable literary device in the chat box, and I will definitely revert back. With this, let's move on to the second part of the poem explanation, that is the theme. Now let's look at the theme. Now, throughout the poem, the poet expresses this idea that when we are teenagers, our parents put up a lot of restraint on us, that you are not supposed to do this, you are not supposed to do that, do certain things in a particular way, don't do things like that. So, this is what the ideology of Amanda as well. Amanda is a 12-year-old, a teenage girl. It's very easy for you to connect with Amanda because all of you are somehow on the same platform. You are also a teenager, and you are, I'm not saying it on everyday basis, but you somehow face the same ideology that Amanda is facing. So the poet says that parents should not impose strict restraints on children because children have their own life and all of that. This is what the poet brings forward through this. Let's look at the summary and let's decode the poem further. Okay. As I've already said, the poem is about an adolescent girl, that is a teenage girl, and as everyone feels, she's also feeling that her freedom is restricted. She's not allowed to do things that she wants to do, and out of this ideology, she has certain kind of wishes. She has a desire. In fact, she has a lot of desires because she thinks that she is not free, she is not given the permission to do anything or everything. And why is the need of permission there? Why she cannot do whatever she feels like doing? Every now and then, her mother is like, Amanda, don't eat so many chocolates because you will have a lot of acne. Amanda, don't sit like this, sit like that. Amanda, complete your work. Amanda, do this. All these things. This is what complete nagging is all about. So, tired of all the nagging, she wishes things that she wants to be a mermaid so that she can go and live alone, and there would be no one where she would be sharing the place with. And after that, she also thinks that I would be an orphan. जस्ट इमेजिन दैट द गर्ल इज़ सो ट्रबल्ड विद द मदर्स नैगिंग कि वो चाहती है कि वो एक ऑर्फन होती तो ज़्यादा बेटर होता, तो वो ज़्यादा फ्री होती, तो वो ज़्यादा अपनी लाइफ अपनी तरह से इंजॉय कर पाती. एक पेरेंट्स की नैगिंग से बच्चा इस हद तक अपने विशेस लगा रहा है कि वो सिर्फ अकेले नहीं रहना चाहता, वो समहाउ ये विश कर रहा है कि कितना अच्छा होता अगर मैं एक ऑर्फन होती. So she wishes she wants to be a mermaid so that she can just live somewhere alone. She can inhabit that place alone, and she also wishes that it would be so nice if I would have been an orphan. Along with that, she also feels that that life would be so nice if she would have been a Rapunzel. I hope all of you must be aware about the story of Rapunzel, the Disney fairy which had very long hair in fact, and she thinks that if I would have been Rapunzel, then I would never have given the other person opportunity to climb up my tower. So that मैं अपने किसी भी person को कभी एक्सेप्ट ही नहीं करती कि वो मेरे टावर में आए, और मेरी जो सॉलिट्यूड है और जो मेरा अकेलापन है उसको कभी भी कोई डैमेज कर पाए. मैं अकेले रह के ही खुश रहती इफ़ आई वुड हैव बीन रापुंजल. सी, एक छोटी लड़की कितना कुछ सोच सकती है. हर इमेजिनेशन इज़ सो वाइल्ड दैट सो मेनी थिंग्स शी इज़ thinking about. She is just wishing that her parents give her desired freedom. Just to be free from her mother's nagging, she wishes to be turned into a mermaid. She wishes to be an orphan. She wishes to be turned into a Rapunzel, that is a princess. And she also thinks that if I would be an orphan, then I would just walk on the sand alone, without anyone looking for me, without anyone wanting things to me, without anyone wanting things from me. And also there would be no one who would tell me do this, do that. There would be absolutely no one which would instruct her to do things. This is what she is tired from. This is what she wants to break free from. So these are her just desires. This is what the poem is all about. The first stanza, there are alternative stanzas, talks about what the mother is saying, and the other alternative stanza talks about what the girl desires of. So you can read the poem like this, where one stanza is all about mother's nagging, do this, don't do this, and all of that, and the second stanza talks about what the girl wishes. So just have a nice read, have a nice and thorough read of the poem, and when you're reading, make sure that you're also paraphrasing the given stanzas. And if you have any problem, you know where to comment down and you will get a reply instantly. Moving on, we'll be talking about the message. The message is similar to what I said earlier also. The poet wishes that parents should not be so much strict with the child, because somehow the level of strictness a parent has, it directly influences the amount of child's growth. Because if the parent would be very strict, then definitely the child would not be creative and imaginative. He will always, or she will always be living under the fear of parents reaction. Just imagine, अगर आपके पेरेंट्स बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट हैं तो आप कभी भी उनसे कोई सच बात बोलने में डरेंगे. अगर आपने कुछ गलती करी है तो आप अपने पेरेंट्स को बताने में स्कैर्ड फील करेंगे, बिकॉज आपको पता है कि वो स्ट्रिक्ट हैं, वो आपको डांटेंगे. दैट इज़ द मेन रीज़न. जस्ट बिकॉज पेरेंट्स are very strict, they somehow build a wall in between them and their children. That is the main reason why they do not share an amiable bond, which parents should ideally. So this is what the poet wishes to say, that parents should not be so much strict and they should be quite liberal, so that the child can blossom freely. Now, after completing the themes, the explanation, and the summary, let's quickly look at a couple of questions. What is Amanda's world of dreams like? She wishes to be free. She wishes to be living a life of the princess Rapunzel. She wishes to be an orphan. These are all her desires. This is what her dream world like. And justify the title of the poem. The title of the poem is obviously Amanda. And how can you justify it? You can justify it because the protagonist is the girl Amanda, and the poem is all about Amanda. The poem is entirely about Amanda. Comment on Amanda's parents. So you can also answer these questions. I have just given a sample answers to what can be the answer. आप इन answers को अपनी तरफ से भी बहुत अच्छे से explain करके लिख सकते हैं, especially the last one. वो पूरा एक long question बनेगा. आप answers लिखिए and you can write down the answers in the comment section, and I will definitely check your answers and I will revert back. कौन सा area लैग कर रहा है या फिर आपको कहाँ पे कंटेंट पे वर्क करना है, आई विल डेफिनेटली सेंड अ फीडबैक इफ़ यू विल कमेंट डाउन योर आंसर्स इन द कमेंट बॉक्स. इस पर्टिकुलर पोम में देयर कुड बी सो मेनी क्वेश्चंस कुड बी ऑन द राइम स्कीम, एंड दीज वर जस्ट अ कपल ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. सो व्हेन यू रीड द पोम, मेक श्योर you also read some extra questions. This was just an explanation, a simple explanation of the poem. In order to excel the poem, make sure that you read the poem thoroughly, because poems को आप understand ही ऐसे कर सकते हो जब तक आप उनको 10 times read नहीं करोगे. That too not just reading, but read it loudly. Then only the poem will be absolutely crystal clear in your head. Now there's a small task for you, something which you should do. If you are not aware about the story of Rapunzel, make sure that you do watch the movie. It's a very beautiful movie. It will not take a lot of time. और जब आप एग्ज़ाम्स की प्रेपरेशन कर करके थक जाएंगे तो एक छोटा सा एस्केप भी होगा आपके लिए, और वो समहाउ आपके पोम में हेल्प भी करेगी. आपको ये अंडरस्टैंड करने में हेल्प होगी कि क्यों दैट गर्ल, दैट अमांडा, शी वांटेड टू टर्न इनटू रापुंज़ल. मूविंग ऑन, मैंने ऑलरेडी इस वीडियो में काफ़ी बार ये बोला है कि आपको पोम प्रॉपरली पढ़नी है. सो दैट इज़ ऑल्सो वन होमवर्क फ्रॉम मी टू यू. दैट इज़, you need to make sure that you are reading the poem thoroughly, loudly, with correct pronunciation, so that if any RTC is there, you are able to identify it from which line and from which poem the RTC is. Make sure that you not only do the homework, but you also do the activity, and all the very best for your preparations. And if you have any query, you can always revert back to me. I am available on all the social media handles. And if you like my content, make sure that you subscribe, because I will be sharing the complete syllabus over here with all important chapters and important questions, also the important characters. So make sure you subscribe, and all the best. See you soon. Bye.